Chosen, have you ever stopped to think about why life kept insisting on rejecting you as if you had no value? How many times were you left aside, treated like an useless stone, discarded by everyone, questioning the reason for all that pain? I know those marks are deeply engraved within you, causing doubts about your true purpose. But listen closely. There's something crucial about your pain that no one has ever told you, an incredibly powerful secret hidden in that rejection, something capable of radically changing your story. If you ignore what's about to be revealed here, you'll remain trapped in the same cycle of suffering. Don't let that happen. I understand exactly what you feel because your pain isn't an accident. On the contrary, you were never alone in this. And what seemed destined to destroy you is exactly what will sustain your most powerful victory. What's coming next is far bigger and more surprising than you could ever imagine. But to unravel this mystery, you will need to face truths you've never dared to confront before. Now is the decisive moment of your life. Your rejection holds the foundation of your greatest triumph. Are you ready to discover why the stone rejected by all will finally be the cornerstone of your destiny? Maybe you've never fully understood why you were so rejected throughout your life. But today, I need to reveal a deep and silent truth to you. Behind every indifferent glance, every harsh word you heard, there was a greater purpose being designed over your life. This seemingly senseless rejection was carefully allowed to shape something incredibly powerful within your spirit, something you will only fully understand now. You've asked yourself so many times why the doors kept closing just when it seemed something good was about to happen, and that constant pain made you even question your own worth. But what you never realized is that every closed door was actually guiding you toward a unique, specific path reserved only for the chosen ones. You weren't simply forgotten or ignored. You were being strategically separated for something far greater than you could imagine. The silence that surrounded you while the world seemed to move on without noticing your presence was, in fact, the space in which something extraordinary was being birthed within you. Your soul was being carefully worked on by a higher force, preparing you not to be accepted by the common world, but to stand powerfully above it. This silent process was uncomfortable, but essential for the birth of your spiritual purpose. Now, look back with new eyes and see how each moment of pain was, in fact, a seed sown in fertile soil, waiting for the right time to blossom. Rejection was never about you having no value. It was exactly the opposite. It was about you having so much spiritual worth that you needed to be preserved from mediocrity. You're not just different. You carry something the world has yet to see, something reserved exclusively for those chosen for great missions. But maybe you still don't understand how to use this pain to your advantage, how to turn this suffering into something powerful that will sustain your future. There's a hidden key, a secret that connects all of this, capable of opening the doors you thought were closed forever. What I'm about to reveal to you could radically change the way you see your life and your spiritual mission. But be careful. Are you truly ready to discover the secret hidden in the stone that everyone threw away? And it's right here, at this silent point of questioning, that your journey begins to make sense, chosen. That rejected stone, which symbolized your suffering and exclusion, carries a mystery so powerful that few can see it. Maybe you still don't realize, but there's something precious hidden in what seemed worthless to the eyes of the world. Now is the time to finally understand what everyone else has ignored in you. See carefully how every pain, every open wound over time slowly revealed unique traits of your character. In the silence and solitude, something extraordinary was forming inside you, a spiritual resistance so strong that even without realizing it, you were being prepared for your grandest mission. Every tear you shed watered the roots of a deep purpose, preparing you to be sustained by the power hidden in that rejection. While many around you were running after recognition and fleeting acceptance, you remained hidden, being shaped by what seemed like injustice. However, this process wasn't in vain. It was necessary for your spirit to develop a depth that few have the ability to reach. Your rejection wasn't a sign of weakness or defeat. It was the silent confirmation of your true identity as someone set apart for a greater mission. At this crucial moment, you need to understand something powerful. What others rejected in you is exactly the missing piece that will sustain your great victory. The strength you carry today was born from the internal battles, the dark nights, the silent prayers made in the midst of the emotional desert. All of this was not loss, but preparation. It wasn't abandonment, but extreme care, preparing the ground for a triumph that will leave many speechless. But how can you use this strength? How can you turn this rejection into true, concrete power in your life? There's a hidden door waiting for you, ready to be opened. It leads directly to your deepest spiritual purpose, a purpose that will make every tear worthwhile. However, before you walk through it, you need to face an unsettling truth that you may still be avoiding. Are you truly ready to face the fear that holds the key to your ultimate freedom? You're standing before this door now, chosen, and I know there's something pulsing inside you, a subtle intuition whispering that your destiny is near. But listen closely. To cross this hidden portal, you must confront a silent inner enemy that has long been trying to stop you from moving forward. I'm talking about the deep, secret fear you've always avoided facing head-on, the one that appears whenever real change is about to happen, trying to convince you to turn back. Do you know why your fear always resurfaces at the decisive moment, just when you're about to make that great leap toward your purpose? Because it knows the powerful force you carry, chosen. The closer you get to the truth, the more fear tries to manifest, clouding your path with doubt and uncertainty. What it doesn't want you to realize is that it itself holds the key to the door that will lead you straight to the mission that God has prepared exclusively for your life. Maybe you've already felt several times the sensation of being stuck, unable to move forward because something invisible is holding you in place. This feeling isn't imagination, it's real. It's a spiritual force trying to stop you from reaching your destiny. But today I reveal to you that this opposing force has no absolute power over you. On the contrary, it's the definitive proof that you're very close to what belongs to you. The greater the fear, the greater the spiritual treasure hidden just ahead. Notice something now, chosen. Facing this fear is the decisive step that will change your reality forever. It's not an easy choice, but it's necessary. You've been prepared by all the battles you've already faced. None of them were random. They all were part of a divine strategy to give you courage and wisdom when the right moment arrived. The internal struggle you're facing today is precisely the final training before the great spiritual awakening that will transform your entire life. But now a crucial question arises that you need to answer with absolute courage. What will happen when you finally confront this deep, silent fear? What doors will be opened? What extraordinary spiritual secrets will you uncover by facing what you've always avoided? This is exactly what I'll speak to you about now, revealing the powerful mystery hidden in the shadow of this fear. What's about to be revealed can change everything for you, but only if you're willing to keep walking with me. And now that you've recognized the importance of facing your deepest fear, it's time to reveal another powerful truth, chosen. There are shadows you've always avoided looking at directly, areas of your life that seem too dark to face. These shadows are not enemies, nor are they there to torment you, but to reveal important aspects of your spiritual mission. Each shadow carries crucial answers about your true identity and destiny, patiently waiting for the moment when you will have enough courage to illuminate them. I know that many times always lead to true peace. There's a dangerous illusion hidden in the apparent ease of this road. Destiny will finally come to life. I know that many times you've wished to escape the constant pressure of difficult decisions, but now that option no longer exists. You were chosen precisely because you carry an extraordinary strength, enough to overcome the challenges others wouldn't be able to face. Your life cannot be guided by shallow or momentary choices. You were born for something greater, something that requires genuine courage. The narrow road you see before you is the very one that will lead you to your spiritual fulfillment. Understand this clearly. Every choice has eternal consequences, and that's exactly why you must decide with wisdom and discernment. Every step from here on out will deeply influence your spiritual destiny. Understand that you can no longer allow fleeting feelings to control your decisions. You need to choose the path that, despite being difficult, will fully reveal your purpose. The reward will be extraordinary, far beyond the temporary pain you'll endure when crossing this narrow door. But I need to warn you about something essential before you take this final step. There are important signs and revelations that you haven't yet noticed, fundamental details that will reveal which of the two choices is truly the right one for you at this crucial moment in your life. Are you prepared to recognize these signs? What are the revelations you need to discover to avoid making the wrong decision? Pay close attention, because it's exactly these decisive signs we'll talk about now. These signs are before you, chosen, waiting for your spiritual eyes to clearly recognize them. Often they appear disguised as small coincidences, unexpected encounters, or even through words spoken by someone close to you. Have you ever felt that strong and inexplicable sensation that says, this can't just be a coincidence? Know that these subtle messages are key pieces sent by the Creator himself to guide you directly to the destiny he has reserved for your life. You may not have noticed yet, but God often uses situations that seem ordinary or insignificant to deeply and subtly catch your attention. That seemingly unimportant conversation that touched your heart, that unexpected encounter that made you reflect deeply, or even that phrase that seemed to be said exactly for you. All of this is spiritual signs, carefully prepared to awaken you. Your life is surrounded by revelations, chosen, and it's essential that you learn to see them. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to say now. The closer you are to your purpose, the clearer and more frequent these signs will become. They are like lamps lit along the path, confirming that you are heading in the right direction. From this moment on, you must be more attentive and connected than ever, because what once went unnoticed will begin to reveal powerful and essential meanings for your spiritual journey. These signs don't come by chance. They come loaded with divine purpose and direction. Understand something decisive. Ignoring these signs is choosing to stay stuck in a cycle of confusion and doubt. Recognizing them, however, is taking the definitive step toward the full realization of your calling. There is no more space for distractions or hesitations. The time has come to act with wisdom and absolute spiritual discernment. Your ability to perceive these small details will determine the pace and direction in which you'll walk toward the triumph that God has exclusively prepared for you. But now something very important needs to be revealed. Besides these signs, there are also traps carefully positioned to confuse you, trying to prevent you from clearly seeing what God has planned for your spiritual journey. Are you truly prepared to distinguish the true from the false? Do you know how to clearly identify which signs come from God and which ones are meant to lead you astray? This revelation will be decisive, and it's exactly what we need to talk about now. Chosen, now that you know the signs are all around you, I need to alert you to something equally serious. There are spiritual traps camouflaged, waiting to confuse you. These traps often appear disguised as seemingly perfect opportunities, seductive people, and irresistible proposals, strategically created to divert you from your true purpose. They arise exactly when you're getting close to your ultimate liberation, trying to stop you from reaching the powerful destiny reserved for you. You need to know how to clearly identify these traps, because not everything that seems good is really good for your spiritual journey. Sometimes, what seems to make your life easier can actually jeopardize your entire mission. Deep spiritual discernment is necessary to tell the difference between something sent by God and something that comes to take you away from Him. Every decision now needs to be made with extreme attention, because the spiritual enemy knows your potential and will do anything to prevent your victory. Be careful with what touches your emotions deeply, because not everything that pleases the heart brings real benefits to your soul. The false promise of comfort and security often hides the risk of leading you away from the spiritual truth you seek. Remember, you were shaped precisely through difficulties, so be especially cautious when something seems too easy or too quick. You are strong enough to recognize and resist the deceptive offers that want to take you away from the path to your spiritual victory. Pay close attention, especially to the people around you who, even without apparent bad intentions, end up advising you in the opposite direction from what God has planned for you. The danger doesn't always come from a declared enemy. It often comes disguised as friendship or love. Close people may unknowingly lead you astray simply because they can't see the size of the mission God has entrusted exclusively to you. Stay alert and seek to hear the divine voice above any other human influence. Now that you are fully aware of these traps, an urgent and essential question arises for your spiritual journey. How can you strengthen your spiritual discernment to the point of recognizing and avoiding each trap? How can you ensure that your choices are perfectly aligned with what God has planned for your life? There's a powerful strategy that will allow you to clearly distinguish the right path from the wrong one. Are you ready to learn this strategy and fully activate your spiritual discernment? Chosen, now that you clearly understand the spiritual dangers surrounding you, it's time to learn how to activate the most powerful weapon you possess: spiritual discernment. This discernment is much more than a simple intuition or momentary feeling. It is a deep spiritual ability that God placed within you to guide you in all the important decisions of your life. With it, you will be able to clearly perceive the difference between what is meant to elevate you and what is out to destroy you. For this spiritual power to grow within you, it is necessary that your connection with God remains constant and true. Daily spiritual intimacy, time dedicated to silent prayer, and studying the deep truths of the Creator are all crucial. The closer you are to God, the clearer your spiritual vision will become. You will instantly identify the subtleties trying to deceive you, remaining steadfast in the purpose that has been uniquely set for you. It is also important that you learn to hear the quiet voice of the Holy Spirit within your heart, because He will always point you in the right direction. This voice manifests through an inexplicable peace that arises even amid the most difficult storms, signaling the exact path you need to follow. The more you become accustomed to listening to this voice, the more powerful and precise your discernment will become, protecting you from hasty or emotionally charged decisions that could compromise your spiritual destiny. Another essential point to enhance your discernment is to take care of your mind and heart, keeping them free from negative influences. Avoid feeding thoughts and feelings that might pollute your spiritual perception, as this reduces your ability to clearly identify the traps trying to ensnare you. Always remember that your mind and heart are the most intense battlegrounds where spiritual victory or defeat is determined. Therefore, keep them protected, nourished daily by divine truth. But maybe you're asking yourself now, is there a specific way, something practical and concrete, to immediately strengthen your spiritual discernment? How can you quickly recognize the most powerful signs sent by God to ensure that you don't stray from the path? The answer is yes, and it's exactly this powerful and decisive technique that I will reveal next. Are you ready to access an even higher spiritual level and learn how to use this transformative tool? Chosen, it's time to reveal a powerful strategy, a concrete spiritual tool that will immediately expand your discernment. The constant practice of seeking divine confirmation before each decisive decision. When you start placing your choices before God, patiently waiting for a clear confirmation, you avoid falling into traps and begin walking with absolute spiritual security. This simple yet profound practice will be the key for you to never doubt the right path to take again. Whenever you need to make an important decision, especially during critical moments, seek spiritual confirmation through sincere and intentional prayer. Ask God to clearly confirm, through unmistakable signs or deep peace in your heart, whether that decision truly aligns with His purpose for you. Don't rush this process, because divine confirmation usually manifests clearly and unmistakably, leaving an unshakable certainty in your spirit about the decision to be made. Another powerful way to obtain divine confirmation is through the Scriptures, God's revealed Word. As you read and meditate on the sacred messages, you will notice that some passages seem to jump off the pages directly into your heart, bringing exactly the answer you were seeking. This doesn't happen by chance. It's the way God has chosen to speak directly to you, providing precise and sure guidance during moments of doubt and spiritual uncertainty. Learn to recognize and value these confirmations. In addition, be attentive to external circumstances as well, for God often confirms His answers through situations that align in a supernatural way. When things flow naturally in the direction of the decision you need to make, it can be a strong divine sign indicating that you are on the right path. Conversely, when everything seems to close, bringing confusion and restlessness, it's time to pause and reconsider. God always signals clearly, and you will learn to recognize this direction with precision. But are you ready to move forward now, knowing that your spiritual life is about to be deeply transformed by everything you've learned so far? There is one final crucial step you must take, something so powerful that it will definitively consolidate everything you've received today. Are you willing to learn what this final step is that will open the doors to the fulfillment of your spiritual destiny? Prepare your heart, because what's coming next will be decisive for your journey. Chosen, the decisive moment has finally arrived that will define your entire spiritual journey up to this point. After learning about discernment and how to seek divine confirmations, there's only one thing left to do: to take definitive possession of the purpose for which you were shaped. Everything you've faced, every pain, every tear, every battle didn't happen by chance, but so you could reach this exact crucial moment in your life, ready to fulfill your mission with power and authority. Understand with absolute clarity, you were not rejected by accident, and neither was your life just a series of failures or mistakes. Every difficult situation you've faced has prepared you for this very moment. What once seemed like an unbearable burden has revealed itself as the solid foundation that will sustain your ultimate spiritual victory. Now you are ready to rise with courage, embrace your spiritual identity, and fulfill the unique mission that God has exclusively reserved for you. Know that from here on out, there will be no room for doubts, hesitations, or unfounded fears. You carry within you an extraordinary power that the world needs to know. Your life is no longer marked by rejection, but by the spiritual authority you've gained through it. It's time to leave behind any negative feelings that may still remain and move forward with absolute confidence, knowing that every step you take is perfectly aligned with divine will and the fulfillment of your spiritual destiny. Now, chosen, declare with firmness and authority that you recognize your worth and fully accept your mission. Nothing will stop you or make you retreat. You have been raised to be a light in the darkness, to transform lives through the powerful testimony of your journey. Your story does not end in rejection, but in glorious triumph, showing the world that God chooses those who have been despised to accomplish great things, revealing His power in a clear and unquestionable way through you. At this moment, the future God wrote for you begins to manifest powerfully. Walk toward your purpose with courage, strength, and absolute certainty. You are no longer the rejected stone. Today, you are spiritually recognized as the solid and fundamental foundation of your own triumph. Now is your time to act, influence, inspire, and fulfill your calling with excellence and boldness. The world is waiting for you, chosen. Your victory story begins right now. Chosen, now you know exactly why you went through all of this. Your journey of pain and rejection was not in vain. Every difficult step, every tear, every obstacle you overcame shaped you for this exact moment. preparing you to embrace your true spiritual purpose. Don't allow doubts or insecurities to stop you from living the fullness of this extraordinary victory that is already in your hands. It's time for you to lift your head with authority, knowing that what was once despised has become the solid foundation for your greatest triumph. If this message has touched your heart deeply, don't leave without leaving a like on this video, as it helps reach others who, just like you, need to understand their value and spiritual purpose. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any powerful message we are preparing exclusively for you. Comment below how this revelation impacted your life and share your story with us. Your victory has already begun. Celebrate, for you are truly the chosen.